Well, hello. If you've watched any of the other videos on this Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1 54-inch zero-turn lawnmower that I have, you'll know that I've had an issue with a bunch of vibration coming from under this cover here. I thought at first it may be the pulley. I looked at the belt, of course, first. And then I thought it might be the pulley. So I replaced the pulley about a month ago. And it seemed to help the problem a little bit, but it was still bad. I was cutting the grass a few days ago and it got really bad. Like it was just completely, like almost locking up. So I'm thinking it might be the bearings inside the spindle. And I know you can just replace the bearings and keep the spindle housing, but there's so many options on bearings. I just grabbed a whole new spindle. So I ordered this from Cub Cadet. This is the spindle. I believe there's bearings up underneath this cover right here. And it comes with the pulley and everything. What I am going to do when I take this old spindle housing off, I'm going to probably take it to a place and let them replace the bearings for me. And now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if all of these have it, but there is a grease fitting right here that I'm assuming should be part of your maintenance plan to pump some grease in here and keep those bearings and everything spinning like they should. So I'll start doing that as well, part of my maintenance routine. So the first thing I want to do is get this cover off. So I'm going to find the appropriate socket. And to order this, I just went on to Cub Cadet's website and typed in the model number of my lawnmower, which I believe is up under the seat. When you lift the seat up, it has your model number and information about the lawnmower. So I just did that and typed that in, and it pulled up all the different parts for this lawnmower. And I just ordered the spindle off of that. It came in I don't know, 3 or 4 days. So now I have it. I got to figure out which socket goes to these. And the first thing I did is I put my lawnmower up on my lift. That way I have room to get up underneath here and everything. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do, is get it up on a lift. It'll be helpful. You don't have to, but it will help you to get it up on a lift. And it looks like this is going to be 10 millimeters. So grab you a 10 millimeter socket and a ratchet and take all these off. And put them somewhere safe so that you don't lose them. Hell, that thing is cracked. I might need another cover pretty soon. There's number 2, and I believe there's one more. And there's one more. See, this sumbitch is all broke. This thing broke right here. Piece of shit. So I will definitely need to order a new cover for this damn thing. So I will be getting on the internet after this video and ordering another one of these plastic ass covers. Because one is completely broke off, because this thing is plastic. And with all the vibrations and all the use that this thing gets, it's just broken these little plastic ends off right here. See how that's broken. And this other one was just about broken. Okay, so here's our spindle with our pulley. The first thing we're going to do, I believe, is take the belt off. So here's the pulley, here's the spindle that I'm having an issue with. This belt, there's a spring on the other side that you can take off. I'm just going to pull this belt. It'll release that spring, and then that belt comes off. Just let it lay there. And I wonder if it's not my blades down here, maybe, but I don't think it is. Oh shit, I do have a blade issue, I guess. All right, so now I want to take this blade off. I'm going to use my impact, my cordless impact, get this off of here. And this is going to be a 24 millimeter socket up under here. And it's just the one bolt. It's the same thing you do when you change your blades out. Not a big deal here. Make sure you're in reverse. All right, so now that that's off there, we have this old spindle here that we need to get off. And there are, looks like there's 4 bolts under here that you have to take off. I'm going to see what size these are. They may be 10 millimeters as well. They are. They're 10 millimeters. So I'm going to try to take these off here. All right, so if you look at the top of this thing, this spindle, you'll see where that's where the bolts attach the spindle to the deck. There's 4 of them. So underneath here, all I'm doing is taking my socket with my ratchet right under here, and I'm just unscrewing it. Do that for all 4 of these. It's going to be the same way, of course. And these are normal threads, so turn it to the left. And they're not on very tight. I thought I might have to use a drill to get these off, but they're pretty easy to take off. seemed to be pretty easy. So I'm going to get all 4 of these off, and then we'll look and see how it all looks when we get it off here. So all 4 of the bolts are taken out. So this should just pull up like this. And I don't see, that's the original that was on this. This is the new one. And I'm looking to see if that grease fitting that's on the new one is on the old one. And I don't see it. So I don't know if these have that grease fitting. It does not look like they do. So I guess these are not like serviceable with just using some grease. So you may not be able to lubricate the old ones, but the new style has the fitting there. This thing seems to spin okay. I'm not sure, but I mean, I've replaced blades. I've replaced that pulley. So it's got to be the spindle. The only other thing that I see under here, and this happened when I replaced my blades the last time. I don't know, let's see if you can see this. Hey, you see where my blade has been eating into my deck right here and right here? These blades were shitty, I think, when I got them, and these are blades, from Cub Cadet. But when I first put them on and I turned it on, I had a blade scrubbing over here. So I just swapped out like the middle blade for the outside blade here, and it quit scrubbing. It's almost like this blade is a little bit long or something. So I'm not sure if I'll probably just replace these blades here today and see if I still have this issue or not, because I don't want to eat into my deck. That's going to eventually, fuck my deck up, start letting it rust and all that stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this new piece on. This should be pretty straightforward. We should just have to drop this thing in, bolt it up, as long as the holes and everything line up. Now that grease fitting that's right there, that looks like it's kind of a bitch to get to. But it's on there nonetheless. So we'll drop this in, we'll bolt it up. We'll see what it does. And I will go ahead and change these blades out. They need to be changed anyway. This pack that I bought from Cub Cadet with this new spindle comes with new bolts, comes with new hardware. So we're going to use the new hardware that came with the spindle. So all we should have to do is flip. Wow, well these are different. This is a different size. That's kind of gay. They switched it up on me. So the old ones were 10 millimeters. These are not 10s. These are going to be, well, it's a 1/2 inch. So these new ones are 1/2 inch. So switch over to a 1/2 inch socket. And what you'll do, as always, is tighten these up just a little bit, not tight, hell, not even snug. Let's just get them all in there and make sure everything lines up properly. And then we're gonna probably go in like a star pattern to tighten these up, so we kind of torque everything down evenly. Here's number 3. Now on this new spindle, when you put your blade on, if you're going to reuse the blade that you have on or use new blades, there is a small little silicone cap. I'll show that to you here. This small silicone cap that covers up the threads. It just protects these threads during shipping. Up underneath here that your blade nut screws onto, just make sure, of course, to take that off. Because if you leave that on, you won't be able to thread your nut on for your blade. Bolt number 4. Hand tight. All right, now, so I'm going to go back and start to tighten these down. And I'll do them in like a crisscross pattern. I'll just hit one of the bolts and tighten up the one that's across from it. And then go back to a new bolt, tighten the one across from it. And just keep that going until all these are tightened down. I'm not sure if there is a torque spec on these. I didn't look. I mean, it's a lawnmower. I know some things are probably crucial with torque specs. I'm not worried about that in this case. But if you want to do the extra research, find out what to torque these to. If you have a torque wrench and you want to torque them to the proper spec, that'll be fine. I'm just going to use my judgment. Don't use a breaker bar or anything crazy. I probably wouldn't even use an impact on these. You just want to get it tight. And if you've got a little bit of strength, you can get these things tight enough, I'm sure, just with your hand and your ratchet. There we go. So the new spindle's on. Now we have our belt we have to put back on. So we'll just pull it. That'll loose. We'll just pull it. I say we'll just pull it. I'll just try to pull it and get it on here. So once you get it on this side here, if you spin this pulley, it'll put it on there for you. Just like that. Kind of look in there and check your belt. Make sure your belt looks good. Make sure it's where it's supposed to be. I mean, hell, that pulley right there looks fucking loose, but hell, I don't know. Okay, so we have this on. It might be a good idea to go ahead and turn on your lawnmower, turn this thing on, make sure it works, make sure it's spinning and all that stuff. Just like with that grease fitting, I don't even know if these things come greased already. I would assume so. I don't know why they'd ship you something that has to be greased. There were no instructions or anything in the bag that are telling you to grease it. So I'm going to say it's already greased. What I'll probably do the next time I do my maintenance on this, which will be in another couple of weeks, where I replace the fuel filter, air filter, spark plug, oil and oil filter, I'll probably go ahead and grease this fitting and grease any other fittings that I have on this. And I'll make a video on that too. So what I'll do now, since I have this already up, I'll go ahead and replace all 3 of the blades. And then once I'm done doing that, we'll take it off the stand. We'll turn it on. We'll see if we have any weird noises, or we'll see how it runs. We'll see if this was a success. And I won't bore you with the blade changes. I think I've done a video on the blade changes already. So if you need help changing the blades out, just find that video and it'll show you how to change those blades. So now that I put 3 new blades on, because these blades were a little bit, I mean, they were still okay. They were cutting fine, but they needed to be changed. This is the old spindle. So if you do want to do like I'm going to do and replace these bearings and have a backup, because I mean, the housing's still good. Take off this nut, take off the pulley. This little piece here slides off. This comes off. And then this is going to be your bearing. I think there's 2 bearings in here. But your bearing is going to be one of them for sure, is right here. So I'll probably make another video showing when I get the bearings in. I'll use these numbers on the bearings to order my part. And I'll make a video showing you how to replace these bearings and get it all back to good. But that is what I think the problem was. So I'll put all this back together so I don't lose it until I get ready to replace the bearings inside. But now let's try this thing out. Let's get it down off the lift. And I will put this plastic cover back on here just to protect things and keep anybody from getting up in here. And I'll replace that cover with the new one when it gets here. So let's let our lawnmower down off of the little stand. It's going to get loud, so bear with me. But let's crank it up. Let's engage the blades. Let's see what it does. That sounds okay. I don't like the way the belt seems to still be shaking a little bit. I don't hear any shaking. And that might just be normal. That's just how this shit is. But anyway, I don't have that crazy ass noise I was having at all right now. I'm going to go cut some grass or some leaves, basically. I'm going to go chop up some leaves with it. If I have any more issues out of it, or if it starts acting crazy, I'll add to this video and tell you all that I suck or something. I don't know. But that should be the solution to our problem. We're right there. So if you have that issue and you change your blades out and you change the pulley out, it's still screwing up, just get a spindle. I think the spindle was $35. I went to Cub Cadet, looked it up, the part number and all, and went to Amazon and found it for, I think, 34 or 44 bucks. It was less than $50. And that's all I did. So good luck with your Cub Cadet or whatever damn lawnmower you got. It's all probably the same shit. All right, so after the spindle replacement, I cut about 1.5 acres and chopped up a bunch of leaves and everything. It's November, so leaves are falling everywhere. So I ran this thing for about 2 hours or so, and sounds great, cut great. And I'm going to say that spindle replacement was what I needed. That was the deal. So that install was a success. And hopefully if you have that issue, you can go through those steps that I did to get everything running back right and do it yourself. We'll see y'all next time.